Kailangan naman po dito sa ating laban na ito, tuloy-tuloy, progressive. Siguro po, maaring sa susunod na taon, uulitin po natin ito. Baka sakali, iba na po ang ihip ng hangin. Hindi ibig sabihin nun na hindi ko pa uli susubukan. Meron pa naman susunod eh. Meron pa naman na susunod na taon, pwede pa naman ako mag-file uli. Bigyan muna natin ng chance. Yun naman kasi, bigyan natin ng chance yung mga pumasang batas na may kinalaman sa ekonomiya.
From the nation's capital, all sides, all the time, I'm Robbie Alampay.
And I'm Gretchen Ho. The big story tonight.
Senator Robin Hood Padilla is cautiously optimistic after handing out his committee report on charter change.
Padilla admits that the chances of getting into the Senate plenary look slim, with only ally PDP Laban senators expressing outright support for the proposal. Marian Los Baños with the big story.
Senator Robin Padilla has finished drafting his committee report on constitutional amendments to the 1987 Charter. He's now hoping for a favorable feedback from his fellow senators.
Sana po, mga mahal kong seniors and contemporaries, sana po, basahin lang po. Kahit na po, yun lang, masaya na po ako doon pag binasa po ninyo yung report.
The committee report stated the need to amend the Constitution to accelerate economic growth and allow foreign direct investments to flourish. This can be done by removing certain restrictive provisions. The committee hopes to amend 7 economic provisions wherein foreign entities and businesses will be allowed to own land, schools, mass media, and advertising. It will also pave the way for foreigners to own and operate public utilities, as well as explore, develop, and utilize natural resources. The committee is also proposing to allow foreign entities to acquire private lands not exceeding 1,000 square meters in area. It also allows foreign-owned corporations to acquire rural private lands not exceeding 5 hectares in area. As safeguard against possible abuses, the phrase "unless otherwise provided by law" has been inserted. Padilla also continues to push for Constituent Assembly to be the mode of charter change since it's cheaper compared to Constitutional Convention, which would entail a 57 billion peso budget. The report also pushes for the House of Representatives and Senate to vote separately in amending the Constitution. The Senate session is on break until May 7. Padilla admits the odds are against him. He needs 9 signatures to be able to hand out to the plenary the report and have senators interpolate on it. However, only 4 of them from the PDP Laban Party are sure to sign the Chacha report. These are Senators Bato de la Rosa, Bongo, and Francis Tolentino.
Hindi po nawawala yung frustration. Kasi nag-aral ako. Opo, at hindi ko tinulugan. Ganun po talaga. Siyempre, may konting kalungkutan.
However, Padilla says he's not giving up on Chacha. The senator is bent on filing another Chacha bill in the next Congress if the current measure fails to get the nod of the upper chamber.
Kailangan naman po dito sa ating laban na ito, tuloy-tuloy, progressive. Siguro po, maaring sa susunod na taon, uulitin po natin ito. Baka sakali, iba na po ang ihip ng hangin. Ito na, no?
Reporting for News 5, Marian Los Baños, we are One News.
In other news, an alleged mastermind in the killing of Negros Oriental Governor Roel Degamo has been arrested. Justice Secretary Boying Remulla says the suspect was taken into custody by the NBI. So far, no other details have been disclosed, but Secretary Remulla says that the murder case is now 99% solved. Remulla also hinted at the possible involvement of Negros Oriental Congressman Tevis, details of which are expected to be disclosed on Monday.
The NBI was able to catch a main player. Practically, I would say, in my own reading of the situation, one of the masterminds was caught today.
Where does Congressman Tevis fit in all of this?
He fits in right there.
Meanwhile, Congressman Tevis' brother, Pride Henry Tevis, insists that he has no hand in Degamo's murder. In the program, the chief, Tevis, said he and the slain governor remained cordial despite political differences. Meanwhile, the former Negros Oriental governor said that it's unlikely for him to seek another political term. The same goes for his brother, he said, Congressman Arnie, after his term in Congress ends.
Yung laban naman makikita mo naman sa aming exchange, no? It was cordial. Sabi niya sa akin, "Bay, nara ko hangyo ni mo. Commit ko, promise me." Yun sa mambay. If my protest will be on my favor, will you step down? Sabi ko, no questions asked. Sa amin naman, no? Of course, I don't think Arnie or his children will have anything to do with politics in the next maybe 10, 15 years or maybe more.
Authorities have now identified the suspect in the gruesome killing of a graduating student in Dasmariñas, Cavite. Police say the suspect had been previously arrested on robbery charges. Here's the report.
This is the police photograph of Angelito Erlano when he was arrested last year on theft charges. He was jailed for 6 months and was released after completing his sentence. Now, Erlano again has police hot on his trail for allegedly robbing and killing graduating college student Queen Leanda Ginsin in Cavite. The victim died after being stabbed 14 times inside her dormitory. CCTV footage showed the suspect wearing a cap and a mask going in and out of the crime scene. Erlano was identified after authorities reviewed different CCTV footage in the area.
Ang hinahanap natin doon, yung matsimpuhan natin yung magtanggal ng sombrero, magtanggal ng face mask. Yun ang dumating ng kagabi, yung pagkakataon na na-monitor namin sa during back tracing ng CCTV.
Authorities immediately launched a manhunt operation to catch the suspect. The police were able to find the house where Erlano was staying, but he was no longer there when they arrived. Found in the house were the clothes he wore as seen on the CCTV. For now, the police has set up a perimeter closing off Erlano's house. The suspect's relatives say he even went home last night.
Bigla pong sumulpot dito. Kagabi po, may nakakita ang mga bata at mga kapitbahay dun sa labas na pumasok lang papunta dun sa CR, nagpalit po ng damit, tapos nagkape po, tapos lumabas na din po siya.
The search for the suspect continues. Over ₱1 million reward has been offered for his capture. The suspect's relatives are also urging him to surrender.
Bakit naman dinamay mo kami sa mga pinaggagawa mo? Ang laki ng kasalanan mo sa amin. Sumuko ka naman, alang-alang na lang sa mga ginawa namin sa iyo. Maawa ka din dun sa ginawan mo ng krimen.
Arian Kalumbiran, We Are One News.
The death toll from a ferry that caught fire in Basilan has climbed to at least 31. The passenger vessel MV Lady Mary Joy was sailing from Zamboanga City to Jolo, Cebu, when the fire broke out, prompting passengers to jump overboard. Some of the survivors said that many opted to jump into the sea without any life vest due to panic. Others sustained burns in several parts of their bodies. Authorities are still investigating the cause of the fire and are searching for more than 20 people still missing. The Philippine Coast Guard says there is no indication for now that the fire had been a terror attack.
Una na rito kung yung sistema ng barko ang pinagmulan ng sunog o kaya mayroong mga flammable materials na dala dun sa mga kabina at yun na maaari ding pagmulan ng sunog. Pero po yung terorismo, bagamat syempre titignan natin lahat, wala namang indication na mayroong terrorism na naganap.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump has been formally charged over hush money payments made to an adult film star in 2016. Details on the specific charges against Trump are still unknown, but the case is in connection to payments allegedly made to porn actress Stormy Daniels, who claimed that she was paid to keep quiet about a sexual encounter with Trump. Trump is now the first former U.S. president to face criminal prosecution, just as he makes another run for the White House. In a statement, he says that he is completely innocent, describing the indictment as political persecution. Trump supporters also came to his defense, saying that his recent scandal will give him another shot at the U.S. presidency.
I'm going to vote for President Trump. He is going to run, and nothing's going to stop him from doing that. What they're doing to him right now is only strengthening his base.
It's sickening. It breaks my heart that this great man, our great president, who loves his country and all of us Americans. How dare they pull this, you know what?
After the break, the Holy Week is coming up and the Bureau of Immigration is revising its inspection procedures following numerous complaints from international bound passengers. More on that when the big story returns. Keep it here on One News. You're watching the big story here on One News. The Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange says it expects some 1.2 million passengers during this year's Holy Week. And as early as now, trips are at the terminal are at full capacity. Gerard de la Peña with the details.
Melissa and her family came in early at the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange for their trip to Sorsogon, where they will spend the long Holy Week break. She said they'd rather go now, thinking that it might be difficult to travel next week as more passengers rush to the terminal.
Kahit malayo pa, nagre-reserve na kami para alam namin na sigurado ang pagsakay. Kasi mahirap pag yung makikipagsiksikan ka.
Salvador, meanwhile, was not allowed to take a leave from work during the Holy Week break. That's why he's going home to Quezon today so that he can come back to work on Monday. It's his first time at the PTEX. That's why it's quite difficult for him to move around.
Yung usap naman sa may amo ko, may balita 3 araw lang. Medyo mahirap kaya lang baguhan pa po eh. Kaya naligaw-ligaw kung paano.
As the Holy Week approaches, passengers are expected to fill up the PTEX. This early, the management is already preparing for the influx of passengers with the volume expected to reach 110,000 on Friday, March 31.
Ang pagtaya kasi natin yan dahil sa napakahaba ng bakasyon, no? Pipiliin ng mga kababayan natin na maghiwalay-hiwalay yung kanilang pagbabiyahe sa kanilang mga probinsya. Kasi kung matatandaan nyo, diniklarang holiday yung Monday after Easter Sunday.
Still, this is a far cry from the peak volume of 200,000 passengers which was seen last Christmas.
Ngayon, tingin natin hindi aabot na ganun sa kadahilan ng baka nga mas spread out yung pagbiyahe ng ating mga kababayan dahil napakahaba nga ng holiday.
To ensure that passengers can move with ease inside the terminal, the PTEX management moved the location of stores. Various government agencies have also set up help desks. The MMDA, meanwhile, will allow provincial buses to ply along EDSA starting on April 6, Monday, Thursday, until April 10 for commuters' convenience. For News 5, Gerard de la Peña, we are One News.
Immigration procedures are now undergoing revisions following complaints from inconvenienced passengers against some Bureau of Immigration officers' alleged abusive behavior. Here's what we know. In a statement, the Justice Department said the Interagency Council Against Trafficking is in the process of revising the departure formalities to better reflect current trends and plug the gaps that arose along the way. The DOJ noted that due to the strict implementation of departure formalities, the BA had deferred the departure of nearly 6,800 out of 1 million Filipinos who exited the country from January to February 2023 alone. It asked for the public's patience. The DOJ says that the BI is investigating all alleged excessive or inappropriate behavior of some immigration officers. Several Filipino passengers in the past few weeks have complained in social media about missing their flights or being offloaded due to some immigration officers' excessive questioning. Now, speaking on 1PH sa Totoo Lang, BI spokesperson Dana Sandoval stressed that immigration personnel are not allowed to inspect social media accounts nor online bank accounts of passengers. Sandoval said that the Bureau is taking all posts on social media seriously. They hope to further improve their processes.
Kung mga nakikita natin sa social media are something that we take very seriously because it's an opportunity po na makita natin yung mga maaaring i-improve doon po sa mga procedures natin. We take it really as feedback from the public.
Heads up for Maynilad customers, water interruption hours will be extended in selected areas in Metro Manila and Cavite starting tomorrow, April 1. Water supply will be unavailable in some areas for up to 14 to 19 hours. That means more than 1.1 million households could be affected by the service interruption. Now, Maynilad says this is due to the disapproval of the National Water Resources Board, or NWRB, to increase the water allocation from Angat Dam. Earlier, the NWRB returned the water allocation to 50 cubic meters per second, but the agency is already reportedly looking to lower it to 48 cubic meters per second, the opposite of what the Metropolitan Waterworks and Sewerage System has been asking.
By April 1, full suspension na yung ating cross-portal sharing with the other concessionaire. So mararamdaman natin yung full impact nito. Before, meron tayong ginagawa na cross-portal sharing with the other concessionaire. So nakakapag-augment tayo ng supplies.
After the break, a popular destination this Holy Week will be, of course, Boracay. But even before the break, Filipinos and tourists are already heading over to the island. Let's see the situation there this evening when the big story returns. Keep it here on One News.
watching the big story here on One News.
More tourists have booked stays at the famous white beach of Boracay days ahead of Holy Week.
And to give us the latest on ground, we have with us Marian Enriquez, who is joining us live from Boracay. Maan, kamusta naman nightlife dyan ngayon?
Yes, Gretchen, Robbie, buhay na buhay nga ang nightlife ngayon dito sa Boracay. Actually, nandito tayo ngayon sa Station 3 at kung makikita nyo nga even dito sa likod natin, may acoustic band dyan sa isang resort bar and lahat na madadaanan mo ng mga hotel here, really, meron sila kanya-kanyang mga pakulo, may mga acoustic band. And kanina, we even saw a performance ng mga nagpa-fire dancing at actually, we were able to ask them kung until what time yung mga performances here until 11 p.m. and hanggang past midnight yan, and they even serve drinks until 2 a.m. Ganun na daw ngayon yung oras ng nightlife dito sa Boracay. Gretchen, Robbie.
Now, last year there were a lot of restrictions, daming restrictions dahil sa COVID. Kamusta man ang experience ng mga tourist natin dyan at saka meron bang nagbago sa mga protocol?
Yes, Robbie, if you may recall, there was even a 2,500 peso fine that was imposed nga last year for those not wearing face masks in public areas. But now you can barely see people wearing face masks since it's no longer mandatory. Kaya naman talaga it's really a return to normal life post-COVID-19. Makikita mo nga dito ngayon na yung mga tao dumadaan, walang naka-face mask at talagang parang normal na lang. Ang dami na nakikita nating mga turista.
Speaking of going back to normal, I believe pre-pandemic, they were already trying to put restrictions to the nightlife and the party life in Boracay. Ano yung mga rules doon ngayon? Dati kasi parang di na nila pinapayagan na magkaroon ng maraming tables near the beach. How is it now? And especially because it is also Holy Week.
Yes, you're right, Gretchen. Actually, the shore here, yung beachfront talagang wala ka nang makikita na mga tables. Talagang makikita mo very, very maluwag yung area. But dito na lang sa mga kalsada nito, ng mga harap ng mga resort bars, talaga yung inuman at kainan. And also, para nga sa observance ng Holy Week, the Malay LGU has already issued a memorandum order prohibiting yung mga parties and any activities with loud music starting po ng Good Friday at 6 a.m. until kinabukasan Black Saturday at 6 a.m.
Marian, ano bang mga of course, bakasyon mode ang mga tao, pero Holy Week din to. Meron bang mga special activities dyan for the Holy Week?
Actually, yun din naghahanap nga tayo, ano bang yung mga ginagawa nila ditong tradisyon, may mga nag-aayuno ba rito. Kanina may nakausap tayo na tour guide, alam niya daw, meron din parang mga procession na ginagawa. So yun, aalamin natin over the weekend, baka titingnan natin yan, gagawin nila yan next week sa Holy Week.
Taking a look at the people behind your back, that's, I think I would say few compared to the expected traffic of visitors and tourists. Have you spoken with the resort and hotel owners? How is business now?
Wow. Actually, we've spoken to some of the general managers here, hotel managers here in the island, and they were very, very grateful kasi nga since nagluwag na yung restrictions. Kung last year, mostly local tourists ang kanilang na-accommodate, but now they are seeing more and more foreign tourists that have been arriving in the island, and hopefully sa mga susunod na buwan, mas marami pa raw ang dadagsa. Gretchen.
Alright, mag-enjoy ka dyan, Maan. Maraming salamat. Marian Enriquez reporting live to us from Boracay.
Filipino-American actress Vanessa Hudgens has been named a Global Tourism Ambassador for the Philippines. The title was awarded by President Bongbong Marcos and Tourism Secretary Cristina Frasco as Hudgens visited the country for the first time to film a travel documentary. In an interview with News 5, Hudgens said she is proud to be a Filipina. She recalled how she used to eat Filipino delicacies like adobo and pancit as a child The actress says she's also a fan of local artistry like furnitures and jewelry made in the Philippines. Vanessa says that it's important for her to explore her Filipino roots, especially now that she's planning to start her own family with her fiancé, Cole Tucker.
The piece of myself was kind of missing by not coming here. And now that I've been, obviously there's still so much more to discover. I've not spent nearly enough time as I would like, but I think that there is a passion, and I feel like I know from my mom, like she loves so hard, so passionately and so fiercely. And that's what like I will be doing for my kids as well.
And before we go, the internet always seems to have a way of turning ordinary photos into hilarious memes. Case in point, the latest group picture of 90s heartthrobs Dieter Ocampo, John Lloyd Cruz, Piolo Pascual, and Jericho Rosales. Now at first glance, the groupie appears nothing out of the ordinary, with the group posing for a photo, each in different fashion styles. Dieter appearing prim and proper, John Lloyd wearing a casual tee and a bucket hat, Piolo sporting a leather jacket, and Jericho in a stylish dark blue suit jacket. But of course, netizens found a way to make a viral meme out of this photo by classifying the actors in different categories based on their styles. PGAG Philippines, for one, classified the actors' outfits based on the popular drinking spots in Metro Manila, BGC, Cubao Expo, Katipunan, and Poblacion. A netizen, meanwhile, categorized the actors based on the aura of the Big Four universities, LaSalle, UP, UST, and Ateneo. Another classified their outfits based on how one would picture people from different office departments to style themselves. Like, for instance, sales, creatives, production, and marketing. Alin ka ba dun?
Work from home.
Shorts, polo, t-shirt.
Nakikita ko na yung mood ko
Kabisado
next
na
week.
kita.
Nakikita ko na yung mood ko next
Sakto kasi yung UP, yun ang suot mo.
Oo, di ba?
What,
Sino ba doon yung UP? John Lloyd? John Lloyd ba yung UP? Sige.
Basta
Anyway,
komportable.
we're wishing everybody a safe trip kung saan man kayo pupunta. And of course, a blessed Holy Week ahead for everybody. And that's the big story tonight. For more updates, follow News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. You may also log on to onenews.ph for more analysis. Ako po si Robbie Alampay.
The big story is also available via Signal Play app. Make a free account now at signalplay.com and stream One News anytime, anywhere. Ako po si Gretchen Ho. Stay safe, Philippines.
We are One News, all sides, all the time.